So welcome back to another episode of the No Name Podcast. I'm just gonna run this one solo for right now. No, I haven't been uploading very consistently, but I'll get back to it and stuff. Just it's summer. This is just I've been really busy and stuff, and haven't been able to find the time or make time to do some episodes. But in this one, I am gonna talk about like some college football stuff, maybe some racing stuff, and just kind of talk about like sports, I suppose. Um, so first off, I want to talk about like some college football. The NIL deal, like NILs. I don't know what your guys' opinions are about this, but it's just I don't like it. I think players should get the college players should like. I know NIL deals are like different for like the other sports and stuff. Like they don't get as much because like soccer's not as big in America as like football is, or like lacrosse like isn't as big as football. Baseball, same thing. Like baseball is pretty big, but like when comes to college sports, college football is number one, and then you got college base or not baseball, college basketball, and then like I'm not sure how, like maybe one women's basketball and then baseball, but don't quote me on that. Like I feel like baseball might even be above women's basketball, just because of how much attention it gets from the media and obviously fans as well. But NIL deals, they need to be restricted because it's ridiculous. It's making college football like free agency. Like if a player like wants to maybe transfer, like for example Jordan Addison, wide receiver that was at Pitt, entered the transfer portal. USC was like, yo, we can hook you up with a big NIL deal, like come out here and stuff. And you know what? Next thing you know, he's out that like he transfers to USC, largely probably because of the money. Because I mean they got Caleb Williams from Oklahoma as a transfer and Lincoln Riley, proven offensive. Lincoln Riley's proven he can have pretty much anybody at quarterback and be successful. And Caleb Williams went with him from Oklahoma to USC, and but like so like there's like that could have played into it, but like if you watch Pitt play last year, Kenny Pickett and the offense, and that's how Jordan Addison got to like be such a high commodity on the free agent market, like transfer portal. But like I mean they got I think they're gonna run with the same offensive system at Pitt. I know they got a new coordinator, I believe, and they got a new quarterback who transferred from USC and Caden Slovis, and he is a stud. He's a stud. Like started as a true freshman because JT Daniels got hurt, and like was a stud, and then he got hurt, and Jackson Dart played some last year as a freshman. I think he was a true freshman. He also transferred to Ole Miss, but it's just like you got a stud QB coming in. Offense is probably gonna stay the same. Pitt is like a good school, produces NFL talent and stuff pretty consistently. Got like good coach and head coach and Mark D'Antonio, but like it's the money. It's the money because it just makes sense. And then it's like when Caleb Williams was in the transfer portal, Charlie Batch, I believe, was trying to get him to come to Eastern Michigan for like $1 million or something. I mean, that's nothing compared to what he'll make at USC most likely. But like it's like it would have been awesome to see him go to Eastern Michigan and play, but it's just how it is, and like the money. Any of the transfer, like you can be like fifth string on like Alabama or even USC, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, and be making more from NIL deals than you would be at like Eastern Michigan or Coastal Carolina or West Virginia for like Pitt. Like it's just they need to like restrict it where like you make so much, you can only make so much or get paid so much, because if you look, there's a video out there that Texas A&M's one recruiter was like saying those people behind those suites, they're like paying for you, like they'll pay you money to come here and like play and stuff, and it's like you shouldn't be doing that. Like you shouldn't have like not. I think you I think players should get a certain percentage of the end, like the income that they make for the university, as well as have the possibility to get deals from businesses to make money. Like I believe Bo Nix, uh, quarterback for Auburn, now Oregon, had a deal with Bojangles. Um, I can't remember this one quarterback's name. I think he was a quarterback. He had a deal with like a beer company, I think, or something like that. Like things like that make sense, but I don't. And then it's not good for the sport, because Ohio State's head coach Ryan Day is quoted as saying he needs at least, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it was a very large amount just to keep the players on the roster to stay. And it's because it's free agency. It's like somebody, like they're like, I don't want to get paid, so it's like enter the transfer portal and see how much I can make. Not That's not good for the sport, not for college sports, because it's just nuts. And there's like the one time free transfer rule, like where you don't have to sit out anymore if you just for your first transfer. I think that's a good thing, because coaches can literally recruit guys, say I'm never gonna leave. I'm gonna coach here like all 4 years you're here, or however many years you're here, and then the kid signs, and then the coach like leaves to a different job. Players, they get stuck. The coaching staff that might not want them, or they might not fit the scheme of the coaching staff, but they're stuck there. I think that's a good thing, where like they can have a one-time transfer where they don't have to sit out a year. But I understand where like it seems bad, but it's like if coaches can just leave without finishing their contract, without you know like keeping the commitment to the players they recruit, then why do players have to keep a commitment to the school? And I understand if you like commit, like there's players that commit to the school and players that commit to the coach. And if you can't say like, oh, you can't transfer if the coach leaves, like that's not right. Like, because it's like coaches leave all the time, and they're like more money at a dream program they want to be at, or just trying to move up in the ranks of like school coaching at different schools. It's just, I don't know. Don't even get me started on realignment too. Like, I think Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC, bad idea. Like, and then you got USC and UCLA moving to the Big Ten. That's going to cost them so much money traveling, and the type of football the Pac-12 and the Big Ten play is wildly different. I mean, I think Stanford and maybe Cal play similar. I know Stanford for a fact used to play similar type of football as Big Ten, but like I think Cal might as well. At least defensively they play very good, but it's just Iowa, Wisconsin, like Minnesota, like all these, ground and pound schools are going to bring out like three tight ends, and USC and UCLA are going to be like, what the heck is this stuff? Like, they're not going to be used to it. And it'll be in like a blizzard, and you got all these California boys and stuff being like, snow, we're playing in snow. I mean, they might have played in some snow up in like Washington State or Washington or maybe even Oregon, but it's like the snow out there is different than the Midwest snow. Like you got like lake effect snow and stuff, and it's just, and like the stadium differences, like it's gonna be interesting. And it's like Lincoln Riley ran away, or might actually ran away from the Oklahoma and going to the SEC just to go to USC and move to the Big Ten, which is just up there with the SEC and like how tough it is to play. Like the good teams, good programs, stadiums are nuts. Like it's just it's different than the Big 12 and the Pac 12. I mean, the Big 12 has really good stadiums and like great atmospheres and good programs and stuff, but it is very different than like how the Big 10 and SEC are, because a lot of those colleges, that's the sport. Like they're like football schools, or they want to be football schools, and it's different. Like very different. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of conference realignment goes, because you got also Cincinnati, Houston, UCF. Um, Crap, I can't. Oh, I think maybe BYU. Maybe not. I can't remember. The fourth team that is moving to the Big 12 to replace Texas and Oklahoma, and I think that's a good move. But I believe that Cincinnati and West Virginia is already in the Big 12. I think West Virginia and Cincinnati should be in the ACC, because Syracuse, Pitt, Louisville, Miami, their old rivals from the Big East, are all in the ACC. I mean, there's some that like aren't, like Rutgers. I can't remember if Maryland used to be in the old Big East back in like the early 2000s. That's how I know Miami is, or was. I mean, but it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna ruin. It has the potential to ruin college football. I'm not gonna say it will, but it has the potential to, because it's just gonna be nuts, and it'll be similar to like the transfer portal, where it's like basically like college football free agency, just with the schools. And I know there's like other sports and stuff, like basketball and stuff, that will, like all the other sports will get affected, but the big money maker is college football. And the more money they can make, that's what's going to sway the decisions. That's how it's been in the past. That's how it will continue to be. And old rivalries that actually matter are going to be forgotten. Like West Virginia and Pitt haven't played the backyard brawl in I don't even know how many years. Like 2012 might have been last year, or no, taking that back. 2011 might have been last year, because I know for a fact that West Virginia was in the Big 12 in 2012. I don't know if that was their first year. I believe so, but don't quote me on it. And that's a big rivalry. They had a big rivalry with Syracuse. West Virginia used to play like Virginia Tech all the time back when they were in the old Big East. And Virginia Tech moved to the ACC long before West Virginia moved to the Big 12. But West Virginia could have moved to the ACC and continued that rivalry. Have it every year or every other. Like, now it's like they only have like, I think, 3 games, like 3 or 2 games that can be non-conference, and it's like you got to pick and choose. You got a bunch of old rivalries that should be continued, but you can only have 2 games, and they're gonna 2 or 3 games that are non-conference, and you're gonna pick an easy team for at least 1 or 2 games to like kind of warm up and make sure everything's rolling good and stuff. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how all the dominoes fall. But that was a pretty good rant. Jeez, I'm just like, this is frustrating and stuff. But like, if you guys want more college football content, like comment below, or like hit me up or whatever if you got me on any social media. But like, I just ordered a Phil Steele's college football magazine preview for this year. Like 350 some pages of amazing stats and like information that I love reading it anyways, but it will help me cover college football a little more if I have that. So let me know if you want me to cover more. Now, another topic I wanted to talk about is the upcoming. Well, today actually is one at Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, July 12th. And today is the start of a big week and the world of sprint car 410 sprint car racing. Winged 410 sprint car racing to be, you know, to make that clear. So tonight at Attica is the Doty, the Brad Doty Classic. Um, you know, it last year I believe Kyle Larson won, or no, I misspoken. I believe Spencer Baston won it in the Sam McGee number 11 car last year, and it's a World of Outlaw sanctioned event. But the All Stars are off this week, so you'll see some like All Star drivers like the Rudine Racing number 26 car, Zeb Wise, driven by Zeb Wise. It will be his first race in that car since they let Corey Eliason go like 2 weeks ago, I believe. And it'll be interesting to see how like things go with that. I think. So I'm gonna pick somebody to win. I know from watching the highlights and watching some races on Flow Racing of at like Attica, it seems like the high side is very. That's where like you want to drive, like you want to rip the lip and drive up high. So I want to. Kyle Larson's very good at that, and he'll be there. And so Sheldon Hodgenshield is like really good. He's like the difference between him and Larson. Like they're both really good drivers, but Larson, I think, does it like is good up top. Or, like he can drive anywhere on the track, and he'll put the car where he needs to win. And he's not afraid to like do what he has to. But Sheldon, I think he's nuts, and he'll go up like some of the stuff he does in a car is like you gotta be crazy to try and that stuff, and it makes sense because like his dad Jack, his nickname was Wild Child. Sheldon, I think I never saw Jack race. Well, I did some, but like not in his prime. I was like kind of past his prime when I started like really watching, or like I can't even remember like the first Outlaw race I went to, like how the racing was. I just remember Jason Sides won, and like some other like stuff. But it's just it makes sense. Sheldon, I feel like one of those two will win. Baston won last year. Larson won there earlier this year. I remember seeing um Tyler Courtney. If he's there, he'll be a good one to watch. Um, I want to say my pick is Kyle Larson. I was thinking of trying to pick somebody else, but I'm just like he's too freaking good to not pick him. And but like this week is also the King's Royal, and like there's like 4 races at Eldora for it. Like I think the King's Royal is the last race on Saturday. The historical big one is Thursday, I believe. Um, One of them is like the night before the King's Royal, I think, and then there's like the Joker's like Gone Wild or something like that, and I think the Joker race is like Wednesday, so tomorrow night, and the night before is obviously going to be Friday night. Um, so I think Christopher Bell, like, well, maybe not Christopher Bell would be driving. I'm not sure because of the NASCAR race in New Hampshire this weekend. But some of those speed labs looks like they'll at least be at Eldora. They haven't revealed their driver yet. Might be. I saw like they said something about like a tractor pedal or something like, and like on like Twitter to like try to like hint who it was. I didn't get the hint, but it seems like everybody in the like comments were saying like Darren Pittman. So whether it's Christopher Bell or Darren Pittman, they'll probably do very well. I mean, it'll be a big field. I think Colin Reinhardt might have tweeted that he was going to be there. I know last year a lot of like all-star guys were there. I mean, Tyler Courtney won one of the King Royal races because they had two to make up for the one and that he didn't have in 2020. Him and Courtney and Larson both won those last year. I believe. Oh well, Kyle Larson will definitely be there. He'll like fly back. Like NASCAR has practice and qualifying at New Hampshire on Saturday, but it looks like he'll be able to make it back in time to Eldora, which is in Ohio, if people don't know that, and have the opportunity to race and do well. Like, well, he's obviously going to do well. I mean, Paul Silver has not 57 car great all the time, and Larson is the like if he's not the best driver in the world right now, he is definitely in the running for it. But Brent Marks should be at Eldora as well. I don't know if he'll be at Attica tonight. Maybe, possibly. You got all the Outlaw guys. I'm trying to think of if anybody else I can think of. Anthony Macri probably will be there. Same with as Danny Dietrich. Um, those are some Eastern, Central PA guys. I mean, I say Eastern PA because it's like east of where I'm at, but it's, in Central PA. I'm not sure if many more guys from there will go or any local. I think Cy Lynch might. Yeah, Cy Lynch will be there. I did see that. AJ Flick, I don't know. I don't know if too many people from like Western PA will be out in that way. I mean, it's outdoors like a 4 hour drive, I believe, from where I'm at, like roughly. Um, so it might not have a ton of people like from around here go, but I'm excited for that. I'm not gonna pick off a winner for all four races. I'll probably just go with like one, like for the King's Royal, um, to be crowned the king. Hmm. Um, this is difficult because I don't. The easy pick is just always Larson, because he'll probably like do very well. But I want to go with Brent Marks. He has been like on fire the past month or two. Like he has like 13 straight top, or no, 13 straight podium finishes. So like top three. That's nuts. I think he'll like continue to do well. And he took this past weekend off to like get ready for it and stuff. So I think he'll be one to watch. I mean, obviously Larson, Courtney did very good last year. Justin Peck, he's been doing really good this year. So watch out for him. Hodge and Shield, Carson Macedo. I wonder Cole Macedo might be there as well. He's been doing. I think he's been having a very good season. I'm not sure who else will be there, but it will be a very good race regardless. I mean, I think there will be like probably close to like 50 cars easily there. I mean, if you have all the all-star guys and all the all the outlaw guys will be there, but all the all-star guys along with them, there will be, now it's probably like close to 30 cars, like 25 or so, like 25, 30 cars. And then you got like local guys, like Ohio guys from Central PA that like to travel. We got at least Swindell Speed Labs, Kyle Larson gonna be there. I'm sure there's probably a few others that like 40 to 50 cars easily. Like I feel that. I mean, it's a big race. The historical big one is paying like a lot. I can't remember how much it is, but like now be like the whole week is just filled with money, and that's why like Kyle Larson is like, I'm gonna fly like I don't know how long of a flight it would be, but like he's gonna like go practice, qualify, and then fly and race again, and then like fly back Sunday to go race like NASCAR race. So like it's paying well enough that he like wants to do that. But he also just likes racing a lot, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Um, Trying to think if I want to talk about anything else. I mean, I did go to Lernerville last week for the Don Martin Silver Cup Memorial Silver Cup race. Kyle Larson won it. I'm sure if you follow sprint car racing, you've seen that he won 25,000 to win. It was a midweek show, so that hurt the car count, and it looked like it was gonna rain up until like that. It could rain up until like I think like me and my dad were like actually there, and then it finally like showed that like it wasn't gonna rain, and like so it's like a lot. I think there was like 36 cars, and I feel like with gas prices, possible rain, a lot of guys didn't come out like to it. Like I know Lucas Wolf went to it last year, but he wasn't there this year. Danny Dietrich, Anthony Macri, uh, Bob Felmy, local guy. He didn't even go down, and I feel like a lot of it was like had to do with the rain, the possibility, and like the rain date was the next day. But it's like if you're not gonna stay there and like if you're gonna drive there and then drive back, it's not gonna be worth the drive necessarily with the gas prices and stuff. I mean, Logan Wagner did get off the porch and come race there. He usually just him and his Zemco car usually just race at Port Royal, so it was pretty cool to see him there. He had some bad luck though, um, and but like people give him crap for not coming off the porch, but he did. He'll be last year at least. Him and his dad Mike both raced at the Knoxville Nationals, which is coming up in August. I already started seeing like the entry lists and stuff, and there's like 20 some cars I think already. It will get up in the hundreds easily. Um, I'm That's a race I'm always excited for, like the 4 day show. Um, so, but I mean, this episode is like very short. I was trying to get it to 30-minute mark. Obviously, not quite there yet. But kind of like last minute, like I kind of planned it out in my head, didn't really write it down like a plan or anything. But I'm excited for like this week in sprint car racing. I don't have dirt vision, so I won't be able to watch it live, but I'll definitely catch the highlights. And I'm just excited for it. I mean, I don't. Somebody that I just thought of that might be there. I don't know if he's old enough yet because you gotta be 16 to race with Outlaws. But Ryan Timms, um, he was 15. I don't know if he turned 16 yet. He, I don't. I want to say he didn't yet, but like it would have been awesome to see him there because he's been doing it phenomenal this year and stuff. But yeah, it will be a fun race to watch, or fun races I should say. Um, like Attica's usually puts on a great show. Eldora is Eldora. Um, but yeah, so if you want to see any like me talk any more about like some racing stuff, I'm mainly a sprint car fan. So like I'll probably just mainly cover that if I do, and but like I can like maybe expand to other things as like racing content as well. But if you want to like me to do it, comment below or hit me up or whatever. And same with like other things like anything that you want me to cover or whatever, like I can do it or try to. I mean, it might be hard if I'm not really interested in it, but I can attempt it. Um, I think that's about it for the show today. Like, comment, subscribe, share it, tell your friends about it, just, share the love. Um, so I think that's it for today. Have a nice day. Enjoy the weekend. It's been nice outside a lot, so go out and enjoy the outdoors and just, stay safe. So, like, comment, subscribe, like I said, share it. And this is it for this episode of the No Name Podcast.